Watch. As soon as this little girl was born, her body was covered in hair. The father took one look and thought she was a monster. He wanted the doctor to throw her away, because at the moment of her birth, the mother had died in childbirth. After a lot of persuasion from the doctor, the father slowly accepted his daughter, and gave her a special name. He gave her a special name, Ava. The father was the station master at the local railway station. He had to keep Ava at home so that no one would find her. He hired a nanny to look after her, but the paper doesn't cover the fire. One morning, the babysitter was in a hurry to get a delivery. She opened the door with Ava in her arms. The courier took one look and was stunned. In a flash, he told a black-hearted journalist what he had seen. By that afternoon the news had spread throughout the town. The father was furious when he found out that he went home and drew a white line. No babysitter was allowed near the window. When he went out to walk the children, he also had to follow the line he drew. Under the care of the nanny, Ava grows up day by day. But the hair on her body, not only did it not fade, but some parts of her body are growing more and more luxuriantly. In all these years, she never set foot outside. Seeing children her age playing downstairs, she was very envious. She occasionally looked out of the window. It was a luxury, too, for if her father saw her standing at the window, and her father would put her in a dark room to reflect. It was also a way of protecting his daughter. Soon it was Christmas. All the townspeople were dressing up for a Christmas party. Ava wants to attend, too, but her father refuses her on the spot. In the room, father tries to comfort Ava, but Ava is not childish. She just says she misses her mother. Her eyes were full of tears. It was at this moment that the father realized how selfish he had been. For the sake of saving face, how much aggravation he had put Ava through to save face. The next day, my father went into the shop, bought Ava a beautiful pair of shoes for the first time, and a new big red dress. The nanny also gave Ava her precious necklace. Afterwards, father took Ava into the Christmas party, but no one could have imagined that this party became Ava's first nightmare. The little girl had a strange disease, hair all over her body at birth, and there is no cure for it. Because of her strange appearance, she was locked up by her father for 7 years. This Christmas is the first time Ava goes out. It was also the first time she was seen by her neighbors. Although these people may seem nice on the outside, but inside they were discriminating. The presenter even pointed out on the spot that Ava must have been wearing a monkey's outfit. The crowd laughed loudly. Feeling fooled, she was so angry that she hit the presenter. When her father saw this, her father had to take her out of the show early, and felt that it was a mistake to let Ava out of the house. So Ava is once again locked up at home, playing alone, studying alone, day after day. As a result of this prolonged lack of interaction with others, Ava's temper became more and more violent. He smashed things at will. Her father didn't bother to calm her down. She was put back in the dark room to reflect on her life. But this time, something magical happens. A mathematical formula floated in the air like a ghost. And a few days later, the telegraph operator at the station not only did not discriminate against Ava, he even gave her a Morse code meter. Within a few days, Ava had mastered Morse code. Even her father was surprised. But even so, because Ava had sneaked out, father is put in the dark room again. But then the nanny comes forward. She thinks that Ava is a mathematical genius and needs to be exposed to the outside world and knowledge. But the father strongly disagrees. He doesn't want Ava to be exposed to the outside world. As a result, the nanny resigns in a huff, but Ava has already developed a strong bond with the nanny. In protest, Ava took out a knife and shaved her hair. When her father finds out, he stops her. The more she shaved, the harder the hair would grow. In desperation, the babysitter had to be brought back. She agrees to let Ava go to school, but on the first day of school, Ava is looked at differently by her classmates. After school, they surround Ava with them. Not only did they bully Ava, they tear off her clothes and her hair. As soon as Ava got home, she hid the broken clothes and told her father that her classmates were very friendly. They were very friendly and had a good time. Soon another 7 years have passed. Ava had grown up to be a big girl. That day, her father brought good news. An invitation came from a dermatological society. They said they might be able to cure Ava's illness. But what no one expected was that these dermatologists were not human. Who will save this kind girl? She is covered with golden hair, but has to endure in full view, to endure the gaze of all the skin specialists. In the name of healing, the men surrounded Ava with men and cut off her hair with scissors. Ava doesn't want to stay here for a moment. Her father sees her fatigue and angrily took her back home. I thought these experts were hope. What she didn't expect was more cruelty. That day, her father takes Ava to a circus for a break. On the stage, Ava sees conjoined twin sisters, a giant and a dwarf who are married to each other, and a man with hair just like hers. For the rest of the audience, it was a curiosity, but for Ava, it made her feel more at home than ever before. Back at home, she didn't want her life to be discriminated against forever, so she dropped a letter and decided to join the circus. It was here that she felt a sense of equality, because we are all flawed people, so she understood each other. It took several years. Ava finally accepted herself and dared to perform on stage, but she did not accept this fate. While she was performing, she studied advanced mathematics, and one night, she left the circus without a backward glance. After an unknown period of time, Ava became a mathematician with a great talent for mathematics, and confidently gave talks to other mathematicians, lectures on her mathematical findings, and in the eyes of these people, there was no longer discrimination, but admiration and respect. It was not until she received the news of her father's death, she set foot on her homeland for the first time. After the funeral, The nanny gave her her father's belongings. Ava opened it. Inside were all of Ava's portraits from her childhood. There was no embellishment. It was just the way Ava had always been. It turns out that her father had never hated her, but in a different way. He loved her in a different